right here, right now, on your favorite channel. Presented by Studio DaVeed, Summer of '63 Street Stock Showdown. Hey everybody, how you doing? Gonna try something different here. I've made a couple attempts in the past of setting up an AI championship season and just never followed through with it. Now that iRacing has got street stock in the artificial intelligence world, I thought let's try this one more time. First up, I need some competition, so I headed off over to Trading Paints and started making a collection that I could turn into an AI set of street stocks that are painted in Nascar car colors. I got most of the classics in there and the drivers associated with that paint job. I want to specifically thank Travis Hoke for his work. Most of the cars in this collection came from him and from a few other guys. Thanks again for what you do. I have some adjustments to make to that AI collection, and when I get that fine-tuned, probably by the time the first race is posted, I will make this collection public. I've been working on this, like I said, over the last couple days, and Nebon loads a video up today, and sure as shit, he's doing the same thing. I guess great minds do think alike, eh? Ha 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 ha. Nebon's career mode season is all at one track, which he chose Southern National. A bunch of guys getting together every Saturday night and doing a shootout, just like they do in real life. I was going to do that with Iowa and thought that might be a little boring, so I am going to do the championship season where the cars visit separate tracks. Summer of '63 Street Stock Showdown kicks off at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That will be our Daytona and the largest track at 1.5 miles that we will visit during the season. Next up, heading off to my home state, my home racetrack, Iowa Speedway, followed by a trip out east to North Wilkesboro Speedway, Southern National, Lanier, Sobo, South Boston, we're in the short track part of the series, Martinsville, USA International down in Florida, Richmond Raceway, and then out to Phoenix to wrap up the championship run. So let's take a look at my competitors in no particular order. Tony Stewart, Ricky Bobby, he's in a fantasy Budweiser car that's almost chrome. Kyle Petty, Jeff Gordon, Davey Allison, Terry Labonte, Greg Biffle, Darrell Waltrip, Rick Mast, Ricky Rudd, Tim Richmond, Richard Petty, Kurt Busch, Michael Waltrip, David Pearson, Darrell Waltrip Jr., he's in here a couple times, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Jarrett, Buddy Baker. I always thought that gray ghost paint scheme that Buddy Baker drove was just the king shit, man. Always loved that car. Bobby Allison too. I've got him in his AMC Matador. Ken Schrader, Bobby Hillen Jr., Jimmie Johnson, Ricky Dale. That's the Wrangler car. Remember, Ricky Rudd actually drove that before Dale Earnhardt. Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott, Jeff Bodine, Ricky Craven, Sterling Marlin, Bobby Labonte, Alan Kowicki, Cale Yarborough, and DW. He's in here a total of 3 times. That's the 35 car field, and I make the 36th car. Speaking of, in the summer of '63 Street Stock Showdown, I'll be driving the Studio DaVeed US Flag Camaro number 63. So why is it called the summer of '63 Street Stock Showdown? Plain and simple, I was born in 1963. Every race at every track will consist of 63 laps. On the larger tracks, a little bit longer races. On the short tracks, elbows out, beating and banging, short track Friday night action. I've also got it set up so we're only starting with a quarter tank of fuel. Pit stops will become an issue at some of these tracks. I'm pretty much just using the fixed street stock setups, and as I've said before, I don't know anything about setups, so it took me a while to kind of tweak the AI collection to where I could kind of run mid-pack or up in the top third of the pack, and therefore I have my settings set at 60 to 70%. when you create an AI set on Trading Paints, it just kind of fills those things in randomly, arbitrarily. I made everybody about 100 years old, I made everybody super aggressive, and I made everybody super smooth. And so far that seems to be working out pretty good here. A quick note on why you make everybody 100 years old. Apparently their reaction times are muted, so they're not jamming on the brakes in an unrealistically fast fashion, in which case you plow into them. So anyway, that's something that I heard, and that's why I've got them all set at about 100 years old in age. You're watching replays of the only AI-caused accident that I actually had in about a half a dozen test races here at Iowa. And Street Stock has a new damage model. You'll see bumpers flying off and pieces and parts. And when I was doing some testing at Lanier, I got into a wreck. I could really feel it in the suspension, and then I heard a tire blow, and then visually the tire completely disappeared on the outside external view there. And boy, I tell you what, that thing was just about impossible to drive to get back on the pit road. So I really kind of like the new damage model as far as feel goes. Also, when you really mash on the gas, you can see the nose rise. So there's more suspension movement in this damage model, this updated Street Stock, if you will. All right, well, I hope you come along for the ride. That's all I've got for you today, and we'll see you next time.